BCW faithful, thank you so much for joining us on Title Match Network for Free Combination Wrestling. Christmas with a vengeance. Please use the hashtag BCWCWAV. That's hashtag BCWCWAV to talk about Free Combination Wrestling. Christmas with a vengeance, because we're bringing you blessings straight out of TNA. The man who always delivers the impact, KC Navarro, is in action.
And we are getting first-class blessings here tonight. Don't you dare miss a single $sign as you spell that one out.
Michael J. Putty, would you agree that one of the best matches produced by Free Combination Wrestling this year was Darius Carter versus KC Navarro?
Absolutely. I'm assuming you'll hear that a lot coming up with our year-end awards on the shot at BCW.
Absolutely.
This was also a surprise for Darius Carter. Jay Boujii, with 24 hours notice?
And another man in contention for match of the year, we have to touch on the emotional moment that was Jay Boujii winning the Grand Dragon Championship from Anthony Angone, a matchup that received a standing ovation at the count of 3.
Absolutely, what a match, what a highlight, what a moment. Had bringing his family in the ring. He beat the unbeatable. Anthony Angone was on fire.
And he's been a fighting champion since that time. He's had such incredible defenses. Nothing and none for Cheyenne Ortiz. But he's had incredible defenses along the way. Has Jay Boujii testing himself against Chris Bay. We send well wishes to Mike Skyros, Effie, Cowpoke Paul from NWA Exodus Pro. And you've got to imagine, you know, there's no secret that the card is subject to change. And unfortunately, we weren't able to get that tag team bout, but
this is a hell of a consolation prize, a great substitute gift, if you will.
Faithful fans at home at Title Match, we were all excited when this became a reality earlier this week, and now it's about to happen. This singles match will be contested for the BCW Grand Dragon Championship. The man in charge at the sound of the bell, senior official, Shady Torres. Introducing first, in the corner to my right, he is representing First Class. He fights out of Miami, Florida, and weighed in this evening at 170 pounds. He is the blessed of the best, KC Navarro! And his opponent, representing the Killionaires Club, born in the city of money and violence, repping Kingsbridge, Bronx, New York. He weighed in this evening at none your damn business. Number 378 on the PWI 500. Number 44 on the BW 500. He is really real in real life. Your reigning, defending BCW Grand Dragon Champion, the King of New York, the God Figure, Jay Boujii!
While Shane Fair did an excellent job, as usual, providing white glove service, bringing down the statistics for Jay Boujii, coming in at the likes of 378 on PWI, 44 for the Black Championship Wrestling Awards. However, when it comes to Free Combination Wrestling, Jay Boujii has been nothing but a top 3 performer when it comes to the rankings here in his home base. That's Free Combination Wrestling.
Absolutely. And he's getting better and better every time we see him.
Absolutely. And an interesting dichotomy here, KC Navarro was in a similar standing at one point here in Free Combination Wrestling, a true pillar of the future. Now, a television talent taking on someone that some believe it is not a matter of if, it is a matter of when in Jay Boujii in the same regard.
And certainly KC Navarro been testing himself day in, day out, internationally traveled, has sat under incredible learning trees, and now competing for TNA has been on absolute fire right now.
Absolutely. I think some of the things about KC Navarro you touched on there, with learning trees, he's not sitting there for shade. He's taking in the educational sap. He's really been picking the minds of those around him.
And this matchup, too, is something where it may have been a sort of a last-minute change, what do we say, the best consolation prize?
Right.
But Jay Boujii thrives under this kind of pressure.
Absolutely.
Expecting something else, but knows to just roll with the punches. And I think
Timeout.
sees the... Where are we going?
Tensions are clearly high in the final calendar event of the year, Christmas with a Vengeance. Jay Boujii with a huge opportunity here.
Again, we mentioned it earlier, it's supposed to be a tag team match. He let the backup of Pretty Boy smoothly. Now he's defending the Grand Dragon Championship against, like I said, KC Navarro. How do you prepare for that within 24 hours?
Well, here's the thing. These are two well-prepared competitors at all times, and these are competitors always with a chip on their shoulder. I think they're more comfortable in the unknown than the prepared.
Because if you stay ready, you don't ever have to get ready.
Exactly. Great quickness with a headlock takeover as Jay Boujii reciprocating KC Navarro's earlier offense.
Oh, beautiful kip up. Would you say both these men are kind of equal in talent as well? Both similar size, similar stature, similar movesets. This should be up there in future match of the year contender too.
These two competitors are equal in terms of speed, but their offensive wheelhouse, their maneuvers, their arsenal are both similar and different. Both like to utilize the cutter in various ways, and Navarro, much like Boujii, not short in arrogance.
Tranquilo.
A little bit.
And there's almost a mind game to that, with that confidence, that bravado of showing that you don't really see this matchup as a threat to your championship if you are Jay Boujii.
That's right.
But you gotta wonder too, I mean, as far as speaking of things that light that fire, not only some snarky words from KC Navarro, but the idea of CBK. Are they looming somewhere? Are they living rent-free in the mind of Jay Boujii? That's unsettled business.
They have to be.
I have to agree with the latter. I think considering the vicious assaults we've seen since the summer to now, I certainly believe they're living rent-free in Jay Boujii's mind, for sure. Great point.
That tag team match didn't happen because Nolo got hurt. There's still three other guys
That's right.
who do his bidding. They could be working here anywhere.
Showing off that athleticism, breakneck speed, and more than happy to meet each other in this wild pace.
And heads on a swivel here. Double evasive dodge. Navarro lands on his feet. Boujii tries to follow up. And Navarro reciprocating the arrogance in that brilliant exchange. And look at that.
Whoa.
Boujii right in front of us here. Oh dear. Oh God. Right here. Just barely missed it.
Yeah, action spilling out. We're getting more than a front row seat to the action here.
We're getting the Grand Dragon Championship in IMAX right here at Christmas with a Vengeance.
You okay? You ran pretty far. You okay?
Well, I know he's got hops.
What?
I learned that word.
Hops?
Yeah, I learned that in the hood.
Wow.
Certainly not in friendly territory on the outskirts of the ringside here.
No, you don't want to be on the outside, yeah.
Yeah, every square inch of the ring and of this venue could be a weapon.
And by comparison of the two competitors, Boujii is more comfortable on the outside. We've seen that in multiple matches of his since his debut, and not to mention that all-out brawl between him and Facade. Who can forget that?
Match of the year last year.
That's right.
Navarro can't win the championship on the outside. He's got to get back in the ring.
Did you see that?
Yes.
Beautiful, yeah.
Through the post.
Intelligent counter there by the Blessed One.
This action is totally nonstop.
Always blessed, never stressed, and now seeking some purchase on the top turnbuckle.
I said on the champion.
Beautiful.
Great elevation with the crossbody. Cover one, two early going.
This close to seeing the Grand Dragon Champion Thursday nights on Access TV.
Great point that you both made. The constant pace of this contest has only slowed down to get in the mind of the other.
Jay Boujii seeing stars right now. That vicious punch. Doesn't know where he is.
Great uppercut there. And ooh, forearm shiver to follow up.
But now Jay Boujii lighting up a flurry, able to duck behind.
Oh, evades the Pele, does the blessed one.
Excellent scouting by KC Navarro.
Swing plate connected. Recovered. Didn't hit the leg.
And the resident purveyor of violence kicks out at 2. And just like KC Navarro represents first class, Jay Boujii represents, of course, Billionaires Club. So you got to believe that there's a lot of pressure for their respective factions.
Nick, the top dollar be around here somewhere.
Absolutely.
AJ Francis.
You truly don't know who's going to show up in BCW.
A lot of pressure to represent your faction, but also that kind of pressure can make diamonds.
And Navarro!
Flurry of offense. Now it's still like, wait, new champion here. That was close.
I have to say, when it comes to the exemplification of speed, Navarro is really hitting on another gear.
Quicker than a hiccup.
But this really speaks to the resilience of Jay Boujii and just how precious that Grand Dragon Championship is. He had called this reign one of the most prolific of his career so far, and he's not going to let that slip away.
Absolutely not. Questioning the will of the champion, does Navarro. Whoa! Boujii ever defiant.
Yeah, he's not one to back down. Both men exchanging blows here. Who's going to give in first? Who wants it more, I should say?
Back and forth action. The pendulum at a standstill until being modified by Boujii.
But now doubling over the champion, sent into the corner, up and over. That spring in his step.
Great elevation.
Right in the button.
And this time.
Connects.
Jay Boujii now standing tall, showing his dominance, swinging all the way through.
Great rotation on the inverted neck breaker, but Navarro.
Veteran maneuver.
Absolutely. Ever
Wise.
aware, ever present in his surroundings.
Yeah, just enough wherewithal. Incredible instinct. Protecting his opportunity at this championship by rolling out of the ring.
Might want to get out of the way, folks. Might want to sit down.
And Boujii this time takes flight with a suicide dive.
Is that in the third row?
Absolutely.
Wow.
IMAX from all angles in this Grand Dragon Championship bout. KC Navarro now using those top ropes to try and get to a vertical base here.
Boujii echoing his desires across the chin of KC Navarro. Up from the waistline, big German.
Went right on the back of his head. Could be knocked out.
Absolutely thunderous crash. KC Navarro trying to get his wits about him. And Jay Boujii surveying the scene here.
Yeah, but Boujii has not followed up with a cover. And the first attempt, Navarro rolled out. On that one, Boujii should have at least attempted a 2. Watch out, watch out! Teeter-tottering to the outside, does the champion. The blessed one creates another window of opportunity.
Had that move well scouted.
Yeah, KC Navarro just bought himself a bit of respite here to recover from the damage that he has undergone in this matchup as Jay Boujii now. But wait a second, no, KC Navarro going to meet him there.
I think the BCW faithful is realizing the study behind KC Navarro. He had the Pele kick scouted. He had the cutter scouted. That means that he's really been making a mindset. Watch out!
Looking for that blessing in disguise.
Oh, it's not great. 1, 2.
Oh,
No, transition.
Watch it!
Hey, no,
Jay
wait a
Boujii
minute.
hit the ropes! What?
Just when Navarro had Boujii, Boujii doubled down.
Here is your winner, and still BCW Grand Dragon Champion, Jay Boujii.
I think we're all in agreement, even the BCW faithful shocked by the tactic used by Boujii to retain the championship.
What did I say about how precious that Grand Dragon Championship is to Jay Boujii? Where there's a will, there's a way, and he was not going to let that one slip away.
Maybe he felt like he gave KC Navarro everything he had and not getting the result he wanted. He had their plan C.
And the look on the face of KC Navarro tells 1,000 stories as to where the Blessed One's mindset is at right now in reaction to that.
As someone who's known KC Navarro for almost 10 years now, a part of me wants to think that a younger version of Navarro would have done the same thing.
Absolutely. Last 2 consecutive title opportunities for KC Navarro here that slipped through his fingers. What's next?
It's all right, it's on the warrant.
Damn. You pulled a me on me.
There you go.
Jay Boujii pretty good, huh? You're pretty good, huh? Hey, you gotta give it to the kid. He outsmarted me, but you got hearts, huh? I'll give you that. You didn't stay down. I'll give you that. A lot of people want to see me stay down, and now I'm on TV. A lot of people want to see me down, but if you watch the pay-per-view for TNA on Friday, who was in the ring holding the TNA World Championship? I believe that was me. The future's mine, homie. And honestly, all right, you got me. I'll see you again. But I hope I see you at TNA too.
A lot of respect. That seal of approval right there just tells you the sky's the limit for Jay Boujii.